What a wild day for NASCAR fans. Seriously, this feels like one of those race weekends we're going to be talking about for a long time, because today, we've got not one but two huge stories coming out of San Diego, and both of them have the entire NASCAR garage buzzing right now. One story is filled with frustration, controversy, and a moment that completely changed the outcome of the race in an instant. The other is the kind of story that reminds us exactly why we love this sport so much. The kind of moment every young driver dreams about, and every NASCAR fan loves to witness. And the craziest part, both of these stories are connected to the same race. A race that had chaos, heartbreak, big crashes, unexpected twists, and a finish that nobody could have predicted when the green flag first dropped. So stick around, because we're breaking down both major developments from San Diego. What happened, why fans are already debating them, and what this could mean moving forward. And before we jump in, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Nation Report. We're still a new channel and we're pushing toward 15,000 subscribers. If you've been looking for a place to talk NASCAR with passionate fans every single day, now's the perfect time to be part of this community from the very beginning. Let's start with the biggest controversy from Sunday. Because even before the checkered flag waved, NASCAR fans were already talking about one thing: the massive multi-car crash that completely changed the race. Shane Van Gisbergen came into San Diego looking like the driver to beat. He started from the pole, showed incredible speed throughout the weekend, dominated practice sessions, qualified up front, and for large portions of the race looked like a serious favorite to win the inaugural NASCAR Cup Series event at Naval Base Coronado. But everything fell apart after a restart. Following a caution period, the field was tightly packed together when contact between Shane Van Gisbergen and Austin Hill triggered what quickly became one of the biggest crashes of the season. The chain reaction collected 11 cars. Among the drivers caught up in the wreck were Connor Zilisch, William Byron, Joey Logano, Ryan Blay, Daniel Suarez, Riley Herbs, John Hunter, Nemchik, Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Austin Hill himself, and of course, Shane Van Gisbergen. The damage was so significant that NASCAR was forced to throw a red flag while crews repaired the track and cleaned up the aftermath. Now here's where things got really interesting. Austin Hill's side initially pointed toward a mechanical issue. According to Hill, the rear brakes suddenly became unstable, forcing him to check up unexpectedly in traffic. But Shane Van Gisbergen clearly wasn't buying that explanation. Snorts. After being evaluated and released from the Infield Care Center, SVG was visibly frustrated and didn't hold back when discussing what happened. According to Van Gisbergen, Austin Hill simply drove too aggressively into the restart while the field was still packed together. SVG believed Hill entered the corner too deep, moved up the racetrack, and left him with nowhere to go. From Shane's perspective, it wasn't bad luck. It wasn't a racing incident. It was a decision that destroyed what he believed was a race-winning car. And honestly, you can understand why he was upset. This wasn't a driver running 20th and hoping for a decent finish. This was a driver who had been one of the strongest cars all day long. This was arguably his best opportunity yet to score another major Cup Series victory since making the transition to NASCAR full-time. Instead of fighting for the win, he was loading a wrecked race car onto the hauler. What probably frustrated him even more was the collateral damage. Connor Zilisch's day ended in the same incident. Several top contenders were eliminated. Half the field suddenly found themselves dealing with damage because of one moment on a restart. SVG even suggested that impatience played a major role and argued that on a brand new track like San Diego, drivers needed to be more disciplined in those situations. As of now, NASCAR has reviewed the incident but did not issue any immediate penalties. That means the debate is likely far from over. And if you've watched NASCAR long enough, you already know fans are going to be arguing about this one all week. Was it truly a mechanical issue? Was Austin Hill too aggressive? Was it simply one of those racing deals where everything happens in a split second? No matter where you stand, one thing is undeniable. That crash completely changed the race. And that leads us directly into the second major story from San Diego. Because while some drivers left frustrated, one young driver seized the opportunity of a lifetime. Corey Heim just delivered the biggest moment of his career. And what a moment it was. For most of Sunday afternoon, it looked like the race was setting up for a battle between some of NASCAR's biggest stars. Tyler Reich looked incredibly strong, Kyle Larson was right there. Several championship caliber drivers were in contention, but NASCAR has a funny way of creating unexpected heroes. As the race entered its final laps, Tyler Reich appeared to have everything under control. The 23 Shea Racing driver was chasing what would have been, and his 6th victory of the 2026 season. He had positioned himself perfectly. He controlled the pace, and it genuinely looked like the race was his. To lose, then disaster struck. With fewer than 3 laps remaining, Reich suffered a tire issue while leading. Just like that, the dominant driver of the afternoon watched victory slip away. One moment he was leading, the next he was falling through the field. Instead of celebrating in victory lane, Reich crossed the finish line in 25th place. Absolutely heartbreaking. And that's when Corey Hines stepped up. Driving the No. 67 Mobil 1 O'Reilly Auto Parts, Toyota. Him took advantage of the opportunity and never looked back. The young driver stayed composed under pressure, executed perfectly in the closing laps, and secured the first NASCAR Cup Series victory of his career. Think about how special that is. Your first Cup Series win. The inaugural race in San Diego. A brand new event. A historic venue. And your name is forever attached to it. Years from now, when NASCAR fans look back at the very first Cup race held on the streets of San Diego, they'll see Corey Heim at the top of the results sheet. That's something nobody can ever take away from him. Bubba Wallace also deserves a ton of credit. His race could have gone completely off the rails earlier in the day. Near the end of stage 1, a wheel came off the N23 Toyota, bringing out a caution and resulting in a 2-lap penalty. For most drivers, that would have been the end of the story. But Wallace fought back all afternoon. He methodically worked his way through the field and somehow turned a nightmare situation into an incredible second-place finish. That recovery drive was one of the most impressive performances of the day. Kyle Larson finished 3rd. Riley Herbst finished 4th. AJ Allmendinger completed the top 5, while 23 Racing didn't get the victory they expected with Tyler Reich. The organization still showed incredible speed. Once again, Reich dominated large portions of the race. Wallace finished 2nd. That team continues to look like one of the strongest groups in the entire Cup. Series Garage right now. Looking back at the stage results, Ryan Blay won stage 1 ahead of Ryan Priest. Kyle Larson, Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, Todd Gilliland, Carson Hoser, Joey Logano, Connor Zilisch, and William Byron. Stage 2 belonged to Ryan Priest, followed by Riley Herbst, Chris Bucker, AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Blay, Carson Hosver, Daniel Suarez, Ross Chastain, Todd Gilliland, and Joey Logano. But when the race was over, none of that mattered as much as what happened during those final laps, because that's where Corey Heim changed his career forever. And honestly, that's one of the reasons NASCAR remains the greatest motorsport in the world. You can dominate all afternoon like Tyler Reich and still lose. You can look unbeatable like Shane Van Gisbergen and get caught in someone else's mess. Or you can stay patient, stay ready, catch the right break, and suddenly find yourself standing in victory lane, celebrating your first Cup Series win. That's exactly what Corey Heim did in San Diego, and now the entire playoff picture, the championship conversation, and the way fans look at this young driver moving forward could be completely different. This race had everything. Massive crashes, controversy, heartbreak, redemption, stories, and a brand new winner making NASCAR history. As for Shane Van Gisbergen, fans will be watching closely to see whether this frustration carries over into the next race and whether NASCAR takes a deeper look at the incident involving Austin Hill. As for Corey Heim, this feels like the beginning of something much bigger. The confidence that comes from your first Cup Series win can completely change a driver's trajectory. And now everyone in the garage knows that when the pressure was highest, Corey Heim delivered. That's going to earn respect. It's going to earn attention. And it might just be one of the defining moments of the entire 2026 season. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with Shane Van Gisbergen's criticism of Austin Hill? Do you think the crash was caused by reckless driving or simply bad luck? And how big of a statement was Corey Heim's first career Cup Series victory? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the conversation. NASCAR Report USA is still a new channel, and we're working toward 100,000 subscribers. So if you love honest NASCAR discussions, daily news, race reactions, and talking racing with passionate fans, hit that subscribe button and be part of the community from the very beginning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.